Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I am proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. So I'm going to give you a little explanation really quick about my feelings about Wade Robson and James Safechuck about the way they appeared in the Leaving Neverland documentary. And a big part of that is what I'm saying is that Michael Jackson's not qualified. He's not qualified in any realm to defend Michael Jackson. He's not qualified and he doesn't care anyway. So this is what it's about. If you guys want to understand what's going on and what's really going on is what I saw when I saw Leaving Neverland was that those boys looked like they were under some form of hypnosis, because you can't just tell lies like that without emotions, and especially that stuff. And you can't just lie. People don't just lie about stuff. It's not about money. There has to be something else that will allow them to lie on that level of what they did. So let me play this for you here real quick.
However, both of these victims had no emotional expression, and their body language was very, very controlled. Which was very interesting, in my opinion. That's what I would have wrote in a report.
In her report, that's the way she saw it. Is that their body language, the way they were, they're just disconnected, and the way that they were giving the answers. This is a girl named Juanita Harris. This was a video on a Wesley Muhammad. That's his page, and this was the name of this video is called Juanita Harris Analyzes Leaving Neverland on the latest episode of Doing the Math with Dr. Wesley. Okay, so her opinions here were really good. The way she was talking about what she saw, this is a lot about what I saw. And if you watch the documentary, what the problem with me getting into this, it's a really hard thing to investigate. So what I saw and the dates and stuff are really tricky, and what I can do is I can say that these are the questions that I would ask, and these is where I would look for the information, but this kind of investigation's above me. But what happened was there was a Dr. Shaw that Wade Robson talked about. He went and saw this guy, and he said his name, Dr. Shaw. And I believe what had happened was he saw the doctor, and then I believe that Wade was put under hypnosis, and he was put under a hypnosis in a way that Wade would have a self-discovering path to seeing himself victimized by Michael Jackson. And I think that there's a key to that kind of hypnosis, because Wade later talks about his child, that he was seeing his child being molested by Michael Jackson. And I think that there was some form of the hypnosis that they had put on him that then turned to allowing him to see it happening to his child, but because they had put a form of hypnosis into him about seeing Michael having sex with children, and that's what led to him seeing it happen with his child. See, I can understand that these things are going on, but for me to actually prove this stuff, I'm out of my league, and that's why I'm telling all you guys, you're way out of your league. To get into what actually happened here, when you're talking about the money, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know where we're at. It doesn't have anything that the director guy that made the movie, it has nothing to do with him. He's just a guy that made a movie. The whole story lies within what happened to Wade Robson. How did he see himself getting, and that's why there's no emotion, like this girl is saying, that their emotion, when they're talking about the events, it's more like under a form of hypnosis, that they're like seeing it happening, and they're just describing what they're seeing instead of actually feeling it. That's the difference. They're not describing it with emotions of something that happened to them. They're describing it in a nature of something they're looking at. Like, that's a hypnosis, that's how that happened. And so, like, if I'm investigating what really happened and what happened to Robson and Safechuck, what you're going to need to understand is the first date from when Wade Robson went and saw that Dr. Shaw. The way in the documentary it appeared that he saw the Shaw, and then he left on his own, and then he started having the self-discovery, and then all of a sudden he announces, I was molested by Michael Jackson. And then that's how it all started. He just all of a sudden, I was molested. It's like, wait. To me, it sounds like he was hypnotized by the doctor. Wade had no understanding that this happened to him. you know? And that's where the thing is like, he might be a victim here on a thing too that he doesn't know. He's been victimized and he doesn't understand that it's happened to him because he has trust for this doctor. He's put his trust in a doctor who took advantage of him under hypnosis. If you people haven't seen what hypnosis can do, it's exactly what it can do. They've got him seeing himself victimized by Michael Jackson. He actually sees it. It didn't happen, but he sees it happening. And then somehow then the Safechuck, now this is one of the things, did Safechuck go see that same doctor? This would be a thing about the proof. If you want to get proof, you need to know, like when Safechuck first heard the allegations by Robson, then did he talk to Robson, and then did Robson then advise him to go see the same doctor that he saw? Now that there would be your proof of how all of this happened. That's the only way you guys can actually prove with them. Any of the other stuff, what you're talking about, Dan Reed and the frickin' all of the stupid Harvey Weinstein stuff, you guys are morons. You might as well be talking about Illuminati and it's Sony. It's all about Sony. That's the kind of, you sound like morons. The reality is the kids are odd. When they're given their answers, they're detached. There's a detachment. Just like this girl said, if she was going to write a report, that's exactly what she would have wrote in her report. The detachment, that these answers were coming off in a odd manner that she is not used to seeing in victims, real victims of sexual violence. That's not the way she saw it. And these answers were coming off boom, boom, boom. And the way I saw it, I've always thought it looks like it's under a hypnosis. So if you guys want to get to the core of what actually happened to get Wade Robson and James Safechuck to actually say these things and what's going on in their mind, most likely it is they're under hypnosis. That's why they're actually seeing it happening. But you can see Safechuck, when he's given his answers, you can see that he's hesitant, and he likes when Wade Robson stands up and be's assertive, because then that gives validity to his feelings and his beliefs, because you can see the cute confusion that's going on when he's given the answers and stuff. You can see that he is believing it, but you can see he's also confused when he's given these things, like he's like can't believe in that he's actually saying this stuff, because there's hypnosis. It's got to be hypnosis. They're not doing it for money. It's got to be, it's either they were abused, either they're telling the truth, which we don't believe that, and we know all the facts really show that's not the truth. But what allowed these guys to do this? They're under some form of hypnosis, and it's through the Dr. Shaw. If you guys want to do something, find out who that Dr. Shaw is, who's treating Wade Robson. If you want to find out, you'll find out everything starts right there. And if you're not talking about that, you guys can't do, there's nothing. You're just talking. You guys are doing nothing. I personally think you guys, everybody out here, like, let's just take Pearl Jr. You know that Pearl Jr. bitch? She's such a fraud talking about Michael Jackson life. She's a total scam. Total fraud, only out for money. And look at her page. It's all about the Wade Robson, about leaving Neverland. She loves it. Nothing is better for her. She couldn't have thought of anything better for her to come up and look at. Everybody's talking about it. Now she gets to talk about it. All these morons, they love it. They don't care about anything. All they want to do is make money off of Michael Jackson's name, and they don't care in which fashion it comes whatsoever.